Hey, welcome back to the course on database development and design. This is week 3, lesson 2. This is Microsoft Access Intro to Queries. So this is not really going to be a lecture. This is going to be more of a follow-along practice with using Microsoft Excel Access. Now, as with all my lectures and lessons here, I have a full write-up on my website, analyticsforall.org. I'll put a link for it down in the description. But let's go ahead, pop over into Access, and let's get started here. Let me see if I can zoom in for us here. There we go. All right, so we're using the table we've already built in the previous lessons. And we've got this. If you didn't do it yet, go back. You can check out my earlier lessons with the Excel. I'll put a link down in the description, and you can download and add this Excel file to your Access database, because that's the one we're going to be working with. Is this k-means file. So let's go ahead and close that out, and we're going to go up here to Create. We're going to hit the Create button, because normally you start here in Home. You hit Create, then you're going to go to the Query Wizard, okay? And it says Simple Query. You have a couple options: Simple Query, Crosstab, Find Duplicates, and Find Unlimited Query. We're just going to do the Simple Query to start with here. Hit OK, and bring it over. Now, you'll notice you can pick your tables you want, whatever table. We have both tables available. But we're going to go to the k-means, and you'll see over here is all the available fields we can pick from. So we'll bring them all over. And I'm going to go up, and we can get rid of one. So I'm just going to get rid of this ID field because, it's 2. It's like a duplicate. Go ahead and hit Next. Leave it as detail. It shows every kind of record. Hit Next. Open the query to view information, and then Finish. Okay? And there you go. So that's it. As simple as that. And that's a simple query, and a query is just basically requesting information out of the table. I want to look at the table. Okay. Now another thing you can do, let's go here, let's go right click on this. This is our query down here now. If we had tables, and now you'll see another section called queries. It'll save our queries as we go, and as you can also change the names of them. But we're going to go down here to Design View, and it opens up our query. And you can see down here all of the columns available. So if I wanted to get rid of a column here, like field 1, I can just get rid of it. If I want to, change the column I want right here, I can change the order of columns by, moving them around. If I can get it to grab properly. So I can order and move them around like that. And another thing we can do is we can add what's called a criteria. So you see down here it calls criteria. If you use SQL, what we're doing is we're adding what's called a where clause. So we're filtering. So let's go into models, and we're going to add a criteria of, we only want models that start with A. So we're going to put A, and then I'll put a asterisk sign. And notice I'm putting quotes around it too. So there we go. Now we got that. So now when I go to close it, you want to save the change of the design? Yes. So when I go now to bring up the query, there you go. We're filtered only to that. So we can, again, right click on Design View, and we can get rid of that filter, or again, let's even you can get rid of that. You can sort here. You can pick, we'll sort ascending labor cost. These are all sorted, and that's, so there's some really quick things you can do within just using them, simply just using this design view. So if I go back out here, save it again, and say yes, let's see it again. Now the changes we made should appear. We got the sort and all that going on. So this is doing through Design View or through the Query Wizard, so the Create here. So that's where it's all coming through. And I'm going to now click on something else. I'm going to click on Query Design, and now we see something called Sql View. I want to click on that. Okay. Okay, I don't know what I hit there. Sometimes this gets a little touchy, so just close it out and go back in, Create, SQL Design, and hit SQL. Okay, so that brings up Sql View. Now SQL, this is another way to do a query. This is where the phrase query comes from. It's in SQL query language. So if we remember, our table was called k-means. So we're going to say from k-means. And let me see if I can zoom in a little here so you can see. This is a little here, that should help. And then we're going to put up here, select star. Now star is everything. I mean, it's, star for SQL is, in this case it means all the columns. So it's kind of the wild card. We'll put a semicolon at the end and run it. And it's going to give us the results now. Now I can go back now to my database, let's see, create, and my query design. No, actually go to here. One second. I can go up here to the tab here and just right click on it and do Sql View. And I can make changes to it. Let's say I want to add a filter. I can say where model, which is one of our columns, equals IE33. Okay. Notice I put it in quotes too, because, and then hit run, and it's going to filter the model by IE23. You can go back in. I can do, let's say, work order count. I can order it by that. So SQL View order by. I see. I gotta go back, and actually, I'm gonna go back and look at the query one more time because I'm trying to remember the exact name of the column. So it's work order count, and there's a space. So this is always a problem to look out for when your column names have spaces. Personally, I try to avoid that and fix it, but I want to show you. So we go into the query view, and you can do it set up order by work order count, and you're going to put these brackets, the square brackets around there. That lets it know it's one word. It's actually just one column, and again, you hit run. So there you go. There's some basic queries. We look at a table. We can make some changes, look at some things, order it, filter. You can either do it with create a query, design view in the grid, or you can do it in SQL.